Rogers TV.
Hello and welcome to What's Up London. I'm your host, Melissa Maloney. We've got a great show for you today featuring people and organizations doing meaningful work right here in our community, from supporting women and families to mental health, magic, and even gardening season, which means spring is getting closer. So let's get started. The London Abused Women's Centre, in partnership with Harrison Pensa LLP, is hosting the 26th Annual International Women's Day Breakfast, their largest fundraiser of the year. It's taking place Friday, March the 6th from 7 to 9 a.m. at RBC Place. This event brings the community together to support frontline services for women and girls who have experienced abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and violence. Joining us to tell us more is Jennifer Dunn, Executive Director of the London Abused Women's Centre. Welcome back to the show, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for having me.
Excited to have you. Obviously still a hard topic for many of us, and it's never good that we have to keep having this conversation. Yeah. But why don't we start with a little bit about what you do and the work that you do at the London Abused Women's Shelter?
Sure. Yeah, so the London Abused Women's Centre has existed in our community for over 40 years. We provide long-term ongoing counselling, advocacy and support for women and girls who have been subjected to violence. So violence at the hands of an intimate partner, assault, harassment, sexual exploitation, trafficking, non-state torture, and we provide that in a really trauma and violence informed, woman-centered way. Okay. So women can access our services by walking in, calling in, and get the help that they need when they're ready to do that.
Amazing. And so the services could include long-term stays as well as short-term counseling, or what types of services do you offer?
We're non-residential,
okay.
So we provide long-term counseling and support. But when women access our services, they're the ones that are in the driver's seat. So if a woman comes in and she needs help with housing or finding a place to live, that's probably the easiest example, then that's what we'll do with her. You know, okay. We could help her with whether it's, a housing application or helping her navigate the system of housing to figure out what her needs are or what she wants to do. But we also provide that one-on-one counseling as well. And so, we also recognize that this is not, when you've been subjected to violence, it's not an overnight fix. You're not going to, come in for one session and be good to go and, ready to, move on to whatever the next step is. Sometimes it can be a long journey. And so what we're there for is to walk that journey with the women that access our services and whatever path they want to take to help them kind of break down those walls and barriers that are in place by all the systems that exist.
Okay, that makes sense. And I heard just last week on the news that London had an increase in femicide rates again last year. So knowing that, again, just speaks to why this fundraiser is so important to you. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening at your breakfast this year.
Sure. So International Women's Day is so important to us, and this breakfast event that we've been having now, this is the 26th one that we're having, is so important to us because it combines kind of two things. It's a call to action for the community to pay attention to what's going on, but it's also a celebration about, with how far we've come. Mm-hmm. And I think it's very important to look at it that way. I think, this work becomes very heavy when we do not celebrate, how far we've come. So it's super important that we do that. So at this event, the 26th annual, we have an amazing keynote speaker, Heather Marshall, who's a Canadian author from right here in our neck of the woods. And we're very excited to be in conversation with her as she releases her, last week, she would have released her third novel. And we're very excited to be in conversation with her. Yeah.
That's awesome. And so talk me a little bit about what happens at the breakfast. You've got the speaker. Is there a fundraising component? What goes on?
The event is really, there's a networking opportunity opportunity so people can show up and network with people. There's all sorts of people across all demographics at this event, from the business sector to the nonprofit sector and everything in between. We have a huge silent auction that some people even come to the event just for the silent auction, which is always awesome to hear. And we have the keynote speaker and some fun fundraising games as well. So this is our single largest fundraiser. We're funded by the provincial government, but as like other nonprofits, our funding is never enough. So we always have to fundraise to be able to provide service the way that we need to in our community, and so this fundraiser allows us to do that.
Amazing. So for those, since they missed out on tickets, but they can still always donate, where can people go to still offer donations so that they can find you and maybe give some additional support?
Thanks for saying that. So people can do a simple Google search and look up London Abused Women's Centre. It will direct you to our social media or our website, and we have information on how to donate on our website and our social media. If ever somebody's in doubt on whether it's get involved, access service, or donate, their time or money, they can call us at 519-432-2204 anytime, and we can give you the information that you need.
Wonderful. We'll make sure to connect everybody with you in all the different ways as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for talking to me about it.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Check it out. Now, more Ontarians qualify for the Ontario Electricity Support Program. You could get a monthly on-bill credit of $35 or more. Apply at oesp.ca.
My name is Ryan Dyson, and I drive the number 28 Superstock at Delaware Speedway and across Ontario all summer long. You can check out our YouTube series right here on Rogers TV.
In The Paint Box, host Jane Roy puts a spotlight on various aspects of the vibrant visual art community in the City of London. The Paint Box, Mondays at 5:30 p.m.
The third annual Keith Brown and Friends will be an unforgettable experience filled with laughter, amazement, and mind-blowing magic, all in support of affordable mental health counseling. Scott Bullard had the chance to meet up with magician Keith Brown to get a sneak peek at what you can expect at the upcoming show.
Thank you so much. I am here with Keith Brown, the major star out of our city here of London, the magician extraordinaire.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. This is amazing. And you know what? You've got a big event coming up that we'll talk about March 7th.
Yes.
But first of all, we got to talk about your career, because I've known you for a long time, and I've seen a 16-year-old young fella make it all the way up here now, and years later, and you are just traveling the world and taking right off. So tell us a little bit about the cruise ships and things you're doing.
Yeah, I just got back from working a couple of cruise ships all over the Caribbean, so that was very exciting for me. I've been touring for the last 13 years in the summer, and I'll be going on tour as well this summer. And when I'm not doing those two things, I do private and corporate events. So whether that's kind of your year-end holiday party, or just, hey, you want a wedding or some type of celebration, people give me a call, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Now, is there a specific type of magic that you do? Like, is there? I know there's illusionists and there's different stuff like that, but is there something specific like you call yourself?
I just call myself a magician. Like, illusion's kind of like the big stuff. A mentalist is more of a mind reader, and I kind of do everything other than for the big boxes and ladies.
Yes.
So a lot of the magic is with everyday objects, stuff you can find around the house or get from the store. So it's things like you've seen before, rather than like a big box you've never seen. You're like, I wonder how that works. So a lot of the magic, I would say, is in me rather than the item. And it could be kind of close-up magic like we're going to do in a moment, or it could be something bigger on stage. Yeah.
So you're not going to chop me in half then? Right?
No, I can only do the first half. I can only do the first part.
So March 7th, you're here, right here, performing back home here at the Wolf Performance Hall.
Yes, beautiful venue. It's at City Plaza Mall. It's across from the London Public Library, right downtown. It's an absolutely gorgeous theater, and we're doing an event called Keith Brown and Friends, and we actually have 2 shows. So we're doing a family-friendly matinee that starts at 2:30, and that'll be just me. So if you have like little ones and families and you want to do an earlier show, please come out to that. But then at 7, we have a variety show. It's me and my friend Neil Croswell. Neil is someone I met when I was 13 years old at the back of the bus on the way to Magic Camp. Yes, that is a real sentence. And he's also someone who travels the world, does cruise ships and the like, as well as we're doing a mini pre-show for sponsors, and we're going to have a local magician, Scott Redding, who's going to be performing at that. And you know, we still have opportunities for sponsors. If you want to join us for that event, just check out the Family Services webpage, and they have a bunch of information on there.
And of course, it's for Family Services, but we'll talk about that in a moment too. But we're going to do a little, I guess, a little trick here.
Yeah.
Are you going to teach me how to be a magician? Or?
Well, here's what's going to happen is I'm going to read your mind, and then you're going to read my mind.
Okay. All right.
So look, we'll give these a quick little shuffle, and in a moment, I'm going to flip through the cards, and I'll have you say stop for me.
Okay.
And I won't look. In fact, I'll close my eyes because there is a monitor over here. I don't want anyone to think I'm cheating or peeking. So very, very fairly, when you want, please say stop for me.
Stop.
Please remember the card, and as long as you remember it, this should work. And if not, it's a couple moments on live TV. But are you right or left-handed?
I am right-handed.
You're right-handed? Okay. Put out a finger, just like this.
Yep.
Good choice of finger. And we're going to have like a little ET moment, okay? But I really want you to focus on that card, say it in your head, not out loud, and we're just going to have a moment. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 5 of hearts. Yes?
Yes.
5 of hearts?
Yes. Yes.
Amazing. Okay. Well, look, your turn. I'm thinking of a card, and I have been all day. In fact, the moment I got in the studio, I've been thinking of this card. So I'm thinking of it. I'm going to try to send it to you right now. We're going to touch fingers. The first card that pops in your mind, just trust your gut, trust your intuition. Say that card out loud. Trust me.
10 of...
Oh, no, not yet, not yet. We're going to touch fingers. We're going to touch fingers and then do it. You ready?
Yeah.
So whatever pops in your mind, whatever feels natural to you. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What card?
10 of hearts.
10 of hearts?
Yes.
Incredible. That was the card. No, seriously. That was. And I can prove it because look, earlier on, out of all these cards, I took one out. I spun it around. I stuck it in the wrong way. And right down there in the center, there is a red card. It is a heart. And it is that 10 of hearts.
Wow. That's incredible. That is really incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's your first time doing magic. Spot on.
All right.
Congrats.
Well, that's amazing. So can I go on tour with you?
You can.
All right. Cruise ships. Let's do it.
Absolutely. I'd love to have you.
The event, so March 7th, and there is, tell us quickly a little bit more about the event. So there is sponsors involved.
There is.
Have beverages. You said Toboggan Brewery.
Yeah, Toboggan is actually doing our concessions, so we're going to have some of their beers and they'll bring wine and snacks and kind of things like that. It's in support of Family Services Thames Valley. They're a wonderful organization in our area that does subsidize mental health for marginalized folks. And most of these people are marginalized in more than one way. They can't afford these services, so it's very, very important to have, as well as like their funding is always getting cut.
Yes.
It's like, hey, do twice as much with half as much money. So this is our 3rd year doing this. Last year we raised over $25,000. We're really trying to beat that number, and you can support as well by either coming to the event, you know, buying a drink, buying some merch, or as well as like be a sponsor. They're a wonderful organization, and you're going to hear more about them. The executive director, Nicola Mimo, is going to be on, and she'll tell us everything about them. They're absolutely wonderful.
That's great. I know how amazing you were when you were like 16. You and I were on another television show years ago together. I know how amazing you were then, so I can only imagine you've only got much better, and especially if you're doing cruise ships and stuff. So congratulations on all your success, and thanks for joining us here.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Good to
Appreciate it.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Check it out. Now, more Ontarians qualify for the Ontario Electricity Support Program. You could get a monthly on-bill credit of $35 or more. Apply at oesp.ca.
Hi everyone, my name's Emily February. I'm also known as Ranger M. I'm an environmental communicator and educator, and I get to talk to a lot of different people about all things nature and conservation. I love to knowledge share, and that's what I want to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Join the high-energy, bodyweight-based workouts of the Thunder Twins. Gerald and Harold will get all shapes and sizes up and moving. Catch the Thunder Mondays at noon.
Summer days, summer nights, lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting sober driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
For more than 80 years, Family Service Thames Valley has been supporting individuals, families, parents, and children through counseling and community-based programs. They're also partnering once again with Keith Brown and Friends to help raise funds for accessible mental health services in our community. Joining us today is Nicola Memo, Executive Director of Family Service Thames Valley. Welcome to the show, Nicola.
Thank you so much, Melanie. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. We're so excited to have you. Let's talk about the work that you do, because I feel like we could talk about this all the time because there's just so much work that needs to be done right now. So how do you serve community?
Absolutely. So Family Service Thames Valley has been in our community for 85 years, providing vital mental health counseling and counseling for families, individuals, and any adults and children. So we really see folks for a broad variety of things from ages 6 and over. Wow. We also provide system navigation and case management for adults with developmental services, also in a position to broker their passport dollars because it's a reimbursement program.
Okay.
So a lot of folks who have geared to income money have to put it out and get it back. So we support them in that coordination and also matching with support workers. About 500 folks benefit from that service. Wow. And we flow about $3 million for those individuals.
Okay. I don't think people necessarily understand how difficult it can be to do that navigation side of the system, especially right now when it feels like we've got a crisis combined with a lack of services. Yes. So how do you support, say, a family trying to navigate that system?
Absolutely. So we have APSWs that are available to be matched with families, whether it's letting them know where vital services are. A lot of those that we see are individuals actually who typically are living on their own independently.
Okay.
Are impacted by multiple things, whether it's homelessness, addictions, multiple things that could be occurring in their lives. So one of the biggest focus our workers have been doing is housing, because housing is a crisis right now in our city. So a lot of matching folks with housing or helping folks navigate the system, get paper ready to be able to get housing with support. So a variety of things are offered. But what we're seeing as well as our biggest need right now is an increase in mental health requests for counseling and supports, one that is not as funded as well as our developmental services, because 80% of those that we see are funded by 40% of the resources that we have.
Which is a staggering stat.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you have a stat on this, so sorry for putting you on the spot, but right now, how many people would you say are looking for access to counseling services that are covered, that just don't have access unless they have like if for those people who don't have benefits, who then don't have access?
Absolutely. So if I look at, we serve about 3,000 folks. So, and 80% of those that we serve are folks that are relying on subsidized counseling. So there are folks that are relying on either contracts that are already pre-approved for certain situations, or our money that we get from United Way that we use to subsidize folks. We also do have a fee for service, so 20% of folks access with their benefits, and their fee. Those resources are used to also supplement that 80%. So fundraising is also another creative way that we're using to make our resources stretch. So for community members, when they also use their benefits to access counseling and family services, they're not only just investing in their mental health, they're investing in the community because they get to access skilled clinicians that have access to excellent supervision, that are trained in a variety of approaches, but we're also accredited by the CCA. So putting us in a position to offer you excellent service while you're also giving back and experiencing the FSTV magic. So I think then the community wins, and we're not leaving anybody behind, and everybody's able to access mental health services that are vital.
Amazing. So we only have a minute left.
Absolutely.
And I know you wanted to mention the sponsors for the event.
Absolutely.
So let's give them their shout outs, because I can only imagine how much you need them.
Yes, and we know this would be not possible. Like, we are excited to have this fundraiser with Keith Brown, and this is really made possible by our platinum sponsor, our presenting sponsor. We need to put them out there. Shout out to VPG. Our silver sponsors, the Focal Point Group, Lovers at Work, Gallagher, and Cambia Development Foundation. We also have our bronze sponsors, which are Development Engineering London and Downtown London Business Association. And we're grateful for everyone else who's bought tickets and supporting us and also sharing our event. Please join us as we celebrate magic, but also giving back in a way that will impact our community and make mental health counseling accessible for everyone.
Thank you. We'll see you again soon.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
We were born in Canada. We spoke English. On the streets, we weren't welcome. But on the field, we were the Asahi. Vancouver's champions. Everyone cheered for us. Our people had a voice. Then Canada declared war on Japan. They took us from our homes, called us enemies, forced us into camps. But we brought the game with us. Baseball helped get us through the internment.
The Vancouver Asahi were among the 22,000 Japanese Canadians interned during the Second World War. The team never played another game.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
With spring just around the corner, gardeners across the city are getting ready for Seedy Saturday, a community-focused event that brings people together to swap seeds, learn from experts, and support biodiversity. Taking place Saturday, March the 7th from 10 till 3 at Carling Heights Community Centre. Seedy Saturday sounds like a great time to me, and here to tell us more about it are Darlene Davis and Agnes Burrows from the London Middlesex Master Gardeners. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
I have not heard of Seedy Saturday before, but this sounds very fun.
There's a lot of people that haven't heard of it. They think, Is it about grass? What is it about?
What's it about?
It's all about seeds.
Amazing. So seed swap. This definitely caught my attention and made me curious. So tell me about a seed swap. What do I do at a seed swap?
If you you don't need 1,000 carrot seeds.
Okay.
So perhaps you would like to take some out of the package that you've purchased and bring the rest and swap it for cucumber seeds or something like that. It's free.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay anything. You can give us a donation if you like, but it's just to get the seeds that you want. And we have lots of heritage seeds and heirloom seeds, which you can't get anywhere else. And they're available for purchase.
Amazing.
But the seed swap is free.
Yeah, you could bring a handful of beans, swap them for something really cool and rare, like a purple carrot or pink celery. You never know.
That's so
what
cool.
you'll find at the seed table.
Well, and it makes sense because you're right. Like if I buy a package of seeds, unless I have a large garden, I'm probably not planting the entire package.
No.
So, so what else is happening at Seedy Saturday? It's a full day of fun, it sounds like. Maybe some vendors?
Oh yeah, so we have lots of gardening vendors. We have over 55 vendors and exhibitors there. So you'll see vendors like, big vendors like Heeman's Greenhouse will be there. They'll have their soil, they have all kinds of seeds and bulbs as well. There's really cool local farms.
Okay.
Hawthorne Organic Seeds is one of my favorite farms that'll be there. They sell amazing things. They even breed their own seeds.
Oh, neat.
So they have like flower seeds that they breed specifically for cutting flowers, which I've kind of got my eyes on. I'm waiting to see Hawthorne Organic Seeds. Exhibitors that'll be there will be people like the Peony Society, Climate Action London's going to be there, Nature London will be there. If you like gardening and you're looking to meet other gardeners, this is the place to be. These are your people that will be there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so if we think about sort of the exhibitors and maybe the education side of it, because I would assume this is a great place to come and learn at the same time.
Absolutely.
What types of things could I learn if I'm coming out to the event?
Right from scratch, you can learn how to plant seeds, when to plant seeds, how to read a package. That's the most important thing. Read the package. If it tells you should have started 3 months ago, then it's not a good seed to pick up. And we have 3 speakers which are going to be speaking on a variety of different topics, all about gardening, all about seeds, how you can begin. And we have Ask the Master Gardener, so you can go there. Any question that you have about gardening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for somebody like me who's not had a lot of success starting plants indoors, I'm thinking it's early March. This is probably the time to come and learn about that. Would that make sense?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. And the master gardeners can teach you about that as well. There's another really cool vendor there, Ontario Growers Supply, and they have all sorts of seed starting trays.
Oh, neat.
They have grow lights, so they can definitely get you the right kind of soil. Everything you need to start, yeah.
Okay, because that's where I fail every year. They grow, they get to be about this big, and then they just wilt.
Well, come on over to Ask the Master Gardener table, because we are there to help. No judgment at all. We've seen it all.
Yeah. Okay. And so do people have to pay to get into the event, or is the event free?
It's $5 for the whole day.
Very reasonable.
So you can go 10 till 3. We do have St. Anne's Church there, so they will be doing food, so you don't have to leave and go get food.
They're famous for their pies. They sell out of pies every year, so if you like pie.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about it today.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a great day, I'm sure.
Absolutely. $5.
It's the best day,
yes.
Best day all year.
You'll be so inspired.
People wait for that day just to get together with everyone. So
amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's today's episode of What's Up London. Thank you to all of our guests for joining us and for the important work that they're doing in our community. Be sure to support these organizations by liking, sharing, and following them online, and of course, attend their upcoming events where you can. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
heaven's not a distant destination. It's knowing Jesus Christ. To find the kingdoms, to find Him. Not just an idea or a religion, but the living Son of God.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same.